everybody, welcome back to our Track Capital webinar series. I'm Janine, here with David, CEO. Today we're going to be talking about accessing capital during the COVID transition period. So Dave, how has deal flow been for Track Capital?
Deal flow's been strong, Janine. We've been getting a lot of phone calls from companies that need to replenish their working capital, to raise more growth capital. We've also been getting a lot of inquiries for acquisition deals, which is a very good sign, the fact that there's people out there looking to make acquisitions during this difficult economic period. So I'd say that by and large, it's been very strong, surprisingly strong, and we're very grateful to have strong deal flow.
That's great. So what should companies be doing? Can they access capital right now?
I think companies can absolutely access capital, but it really makes it all the more important to know the different types of lenders that you need to target. There's about 4 or 5 different lender types, and you need to go deeply into all those different lender channels in order to find the ones that are the right fit for you. And I think what you really have to do is tell your story in a way that the lender understands what you did during the transition period and how quickly your business will bounce back. Because after all, this crisis is just a great case study for a lender to look at your business to see how resilient it is.
Yes.
Because lenders are always theorizing about how your business will perform in a downturn. Well, here's evidence.
Yeah.
So it's easy for them to see it in black and white.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense. So what are you doing with your clients then during this time?
So a lot of our clients we're raising capital from some of their existing investors and from some new investors. We also are we're looking at, there's a great new federal program out called the Main Street Loan Program, and it is a program for middle market companies, so it's right in the wheelhouse of Track Capital clients, and it's very versatile. There's one program, there's 3 different sub-programs. One of them is for companies. You have to borrow at least $500,000, and I think it goes up to $10 million, and the second one is $500,000 minimum, goes up to $25 million. But they allow very generous lending multiples based upon pre-COVID period EBITDA, so you can get a much bigger loan. The program, as the Federal Reserve designed it, looks very generous. The banks are interpreting it because the banks have to apply their own standards to it. The banks are being a little bit more stingy, and they're being a little more difficult in order to make the loan. But by and large, the Main Street Loan Program is a really good option for a lot of companies that are out there.
That's great to know about. So what is your best advice then for companies about to embark on capital raise?
Well, I would say, in addition to the Main Street loans, and I skipped over a couple of these, there's aggressive non-bank lenders that are out there that have a lot of dry powder. There's also specialty lenders that lend against recurring revenue. There's actually a lot of growth in the venture debt lenders that are out there. We're getting a lot of interest from venture debt lenders that lend to technology companies. But in terms of if you're about to embark on a capital raise, to talk to any one of those lenders, I would say that you want to have a really strong process for structuring, presenting, and connecting with all the different types of lenders that are out there. You don't want to be passive about any one of those parts. You want to be very aggressive in how you're structuring it and get the best advice. You want to be very thorough and very creative in how you're presenting it, and you also want to make sure that you're covering as many options as you can and touching as many lenders on the outreach side. You want to tell a great story. I mean, people in this market, it's all about how are you going to get back up again, and how are you going to grow beyond that, and what's going to carry you there. And you really want to go into a lot of detail about how you've gone through the crisis. And I think the final thing is you want to approach many different types of lenders, and don't take for granted that one type of lender will rule your deal out, because they may be interested. But I think if you have a strong process, if you go after many different options and you tell a great story, I think you could still access capital in this environment.
Well, sounds like Dave is the guy to go to if you need help accessing capital. And that's all we have for today. So thank you for tuning in, and we will be back. Have a good one.
Take care.